Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we listen to all of their records. And we rank them from worst to best. And we try to have a good time doing it. And while you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, tell all your friends, share all the social media at Asinine Radio. Go follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Smash that subscribe button if you're watching on the YouTubes. Go do that. And my name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. So like I said, we're ranking all of the albums from this specific band, and that is Iron Maiden. They have 17 records, and yes, we did listen to all 17 of them, so you do not have to, because most of them are just, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Yeah. A lot of them are just the same stuff you've heard from Iron Maiden. So let's. Oh, actually, do you have the 6 Degrees of Tom DeLonge? Because I did not do it.
I mean, I thought about doing it. I purposely did not do it because this is already going to be long.
It's already long. All right, so let's get into this. We'll try to run through these really quick because, yeah, like I said, some of them are pretty boring. Number 17. What do you got, Jeff, for the worst Iron Maiden record? Go.
There we go. So this one may not be the worst one, but this one just offended me the most. And that's Brave New World, their 12th record from the year 2000. It's just
okay. The comeback record, yeah.
This is mid-tier Maiden here, right? That's what this is. Who cares? It is interesting to note, though, that the critics were very harsh on this record, and they should be. They should be harsher. The late 90s, like into the 2000s, saw so many great metal acts pushing the boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. Now we get like Bruce back into the band, and then we have 3 guitarists, and then and you put this out? Like, this is what you put out? This is your big comeback? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's
mediocre Maiden.
That's why I was like more offended than I was thinking that this is a bad record. I was just like, you got to be fucking shitting me. Like, the whole world is looking at you like the godfathers of what everybody wants to become in a metal band, and it's like, this is fucking pathetic. Mm-hmm. This is pathetic. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. Pathetic. So yeah, pathetic. Brave New World, 12 record. This one really irritated me.
All right. My number 17, I think this record is just horrendous. This is like, there's 2 bad, like, actually, there's more than 2.
Here we go.
This is just a bad record. X Factor is their worst. The first record they did with their, I guess, third singer. Is it the third or the second? Oh, third. That's third. Yeah, third. Yeah, Blaze Bayley. He replaced Bruce Dickinson in 93. They came out with this record in 95. 10th record. Just everything about this is bad. From the music, it's just really, really underwhelming music. It sounds very amateur. Blaze is not a good singer, and I get it. He's more of a punker kind of sounding guy, more aggressive, whatever. Who cares? But also the production on here, everything sounds like garbage. It sounds like shit. It sounds, like I said, amateur. It sounds like a cover band, and a bad, like not just a cover band, but a bad Iron Maiden cover band. Because there are some great Iron Maiden cover bands. Was it Iron Ladies or Iron Maidens?
The Iron Maidens.
Iron Maidens, yeah. Which, friend of the pod, Heather, she was in that band, by the way. So yeah, I don't just have been great cover bands, but this is just, it's crazy how I was so blown away at how bad this was, and I wanted to really like it because I'm so sick of Bruce. I was so sick
before you fucking even listened.
No, not at all. I really wanted to like this because I thought, okay, 90s, maybe we're gonna get something like a little bit heavier, a little bit just crunchier, but it fell so flat, and I was so burnt out with Bruce at this point, and it just really is not good. X Factor sucks, man. It's horrendous. That's just a straight up bad record.
Not right, but okay.
And I get why people hate this era. Like, objectively, it's bad.
No, people hate this era because there's no stupid fucking dumb singing like Bruce does that people love in the metal scene.
I know.
Garbage style. That's garbage vibrato shit.
So what do you got for number 16?
Atrocious. So the next like 3 or 4 or 10, I don't have a lot of notes for it because I just don't care. The Book of Souls, their 16th record, 2015.
Yeah.
This is the one that has the skull on the front, right? The kind of like, I don't know, mummy looking thing with the white.
Yeah, the double album.
Almost like cornrows. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my only note here was that this is long. So long. That was it. Fuck this record.
All right. My number 16 is Virtual 11.
Oh
Big
my
surprise,
God.
big surprise.
Good, you're
Virtual
such
11,
a fucking pleb.
the second and final record with Blaze on vocals, from 1998, 11th record. No banger, obviously.
Obviously.
The only thing that makes this a little bit better than X Factor is that the production quality is a little bit. It sounds a little bit better. The guitar tone is better. It's not as just buried in the mix, and that's really the only thing that makes it better is that. Otherwise, this album sucks too. Blaze is a shit singer. I don't care. I know he's from our friend of the pod Skip's hometown of Birmingham. He's a Birmingham. He's a Brummie. He's a Brummie, but I don't care. You suck. You suck, Blaze. You do. You really
I don't
do.
know about that, but all right.
So that's my number 16 is Virtual 11. What do you got for number 15?
Number 15, Fear of the Dark, or their 9th record from 92.
Cool cover art though.
It was fine.
I think
it's kind of
that's like their best cover art. Is Fear of the Dark.
very like Bouncing Souls kind of esque. Kind of
Yeah, it's like that monster in the tree, the full moon in the background.
It's still not their best cover art, not by a long shot, but it's cool.
So?
It's solid.
You don't think so?
Power Slave is their best cover art, bro.
No, Power Slave's lame
silly.
as shit.
Don't be silly.
That's a lame
Fear of the Dark. No, it's not. A couple parts of this reminded me of AC/DC, but like boring AC/DC, and so I was instantly kind of just turned off. So I don't remember anything else. That's it. Boring.
That's fair. That's going to be quite a few of mine as well. My number 15 is Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I don't care what people say. This album sucks. 7th record from 1988. No banger. It's just not very good. It's very phoned in. There's a little bit more synth in there that it doesn't fit with this style of music.
This is not phoned in. They this is like the album they tried the hardest on.
I know, but it sounds phoned in. I don't care if they tried hard. It sounds phoned in.
It's
boring. It's just boring.
Is too prog for this is too proggy for you. You probably just didn't pick up on it. That's fine though. I get it. It's not a big deal.
Also, some of the choruses in some of these songs are so typical 80s sounding, like Can I Play with Madness? I actually totally forgot about that song until I was listening this week, and I hate that song. I hate it. I've always hated that song, and I always forgot it was Iron Maiden until this week. But I really, really hate that chorus. And also, the song Only the Good Die Young, that is a terrible song too on this record. Just certified stinkers. Certified stinkers. I just think this record I get it, they were trying to do something different and they tried hard, but it just
they didn't try to do something. They achieved something different.
This is like number 2. Get the fuck out of here. I almost said some words. So yeah, my number 15 is Seventh Son of Seventh Son. But also, real quick, the title was based off of a book, like some fantasy novel, and actually have the same. I think it's the same name of the book, but the book actually sounds really cool. So I might actually think about reading that one. I know you won't because you don't know how to read, but anyway, that's my number 15. What do you got for number 14?
The Final Frontier. The Final Frontier. This is 2010. 2010. Iron Maiden's making out 2010. 2017. Come on, boys. This one, when there's no singing, this one's actually pretty rad. The instrumental parts of this are really cool, but I'm fucking tired of this fucking singing. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. And I went backwards, right? So I went backwards.
Oh, you did? That's right. Yeah.
I started on. I told you to do it, but I already had 3 albums. I don't want to read.
I was 4 albums deep. I'm not going to do that. Come on.
Yeah, the best of Iron Maiden. I don't want to listen to it again. He says, and he listened to him again anyway.
I did.
Completely pointless.
I listened to my top 5 more than once.
You literally just
more
did
than
that
twice.
Because you literally just did that just to be stubborn and out of spite. That's why you did that. But that's fine.
100%.
Yeah, the Final Frontier. Don't care.
Don't care. Yeah, I get it. So at this point, yeah, I think the next 5 records for me are very much like that too. I just don't really care. It's just I'm burnt out. I mean, Iron Maiden's done their best. They're not going to get better. I mean, honestly, they're not going to get better than the first. I'm just going to say the first 5. You're not going to get better than your first 5.
No, that's correct.
So my number 14 is Senjutsu, 17th record from 2021. Why are you putting out new music? Why are you doing this? I know this one was pretty popular. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's mostly mid-tempo Maiden songs. A lot of ballad stuff too. And whatever. Bruce is a good singer, but he's annoying. He's just annoying most of the time. And really shines on this one. So I just don't like this record. Senjutsu. And this cover, terrible. Terrible. Like all the covers from I would say from X Factor, so from 1995 until now, they've all been terrible. Horrible album covers. So I don't know, 14.
I think they only have one album cover that I think is bad. Everything else, at least, is like,
Yeah.
oh, that's kind of cool.
I know which one you're talking about too. I know exactly
Yeah.
which one you're talking
And
about.
like everybody knows that's the fucking worst one.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It is. I'm excited to talk about that one. So what do you got for number 13?
Senjutsu, ninjutsu. I always think of like the turtles when they're doing like, and they go ninjutsu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't see how you can like make fun of this and say this is like mid-tier Iron Maiden sound or whatever the fuck you said, and then think that like Sabbath 13 is like the greatest thing that God's ever given Earth. Like they're the same fucking record.
What are you talking about?
It's just this sounds like an Iron Maiden cover band decided to make its own music, much like that Sabbath record sound like a Sabbath cover band making their own music.
No,
like
no,
the same
no,
fucking
no.
thing. They're both
no.
They're both fine. They're both fine. Meh at best. Nothing crazy here. Nothing extraordinary. It's just Iron Maiden playing Iron Maiden.
But Sabbath 13 is actually very good. It's a very good record. Yeah, it's like, a little derivative of their
I understand why
stuff,
people like it, because like people love this record, this Senjutsu thing. People like this shit
because they're idiots.
It got decent to good reviews, and people liked it a lot. So I understand why this got good reviews. In the same vein as I understand why the Sabbath record got good reviews.
Okay,
safe.
All right. So my number 13 is A Matter of Life and Death, 14th record from 2006. No banger, obviously. We're not even in banger territory yet. Just more of the same. The last few songs on this record are just really slow, really boring. And these albums are long. Like starting in like early 90s, these records are an hour plus.
Yeah.
An hour plus. They're way too long, just drawn out, just not good. Just really slow, boring. This record, this record not good. A Matter of Life and Death. I have nothing else written about this one. So what do you got for number 12?
Number 12, Dance of Death.
Oh, here we go.
13th record in 2003.
This is the cover art, dude.
This album's something, man. So first of all, like the title track, Dance of Death, is like the only song that the drummers ever had any writing credits on. And I just wrote that as like the best song from this, not a banger, just the best song from this record.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of funny. And yeah, this is easily their worst cover, like hands down, their worst fucking cover art that they've ever done by far. And it wasn't even supposed to be this bad. It was supposed to be, it was still bad. Like the original artwork, it was still dumb. But then they put all these like horrible, like outdated, even for 2003, they were outdated.
Yeah,
like
outdated. This is like 1994, like PC,
like shit, you think GoldenEye.
Like Sim, yeah, like GoldenEye. Yeah,
terrible.
It looks like shit.
Absolutely terrible. But this era of the band is kind of cool, though. I like what they did. Kind of this more like symphonic prog metal sound. I like that sound. It's just this album's just dumb. They also have an acoustic song on here too, but like it's not fully acoustic. It's just one of those things where, like, oh my god, just dumb. This record's dumb.
It is dumb. But talking about Iron Maiden, man, they sell out their shows. They play big fucking venues, and they play a lot of shows every year. And their fan base has never dwindled. Like no matter how many mediocre bad records they put out, they're playing to 30,000 people a night, 20,000, 30,000 people a night. It's insanity. All over the world too. And this isn't just like, the major markets. We're talking like every fucking country you could possibly think of. And the reason for that is because fucking they have their own plane, their own Boeing 747 that Bruce Dickinson flies himself because he's an airline pilot. So they're able to, cool. and so I was reading more about this, and I do want to talk about this. With the plane is so big, it fit all the band, all the crew, and all of their equipment, everything, equipment, the stage setup, everything. So because of that, they can play markets or in countries that most bands can never go to because it's not financially feasible. But they can go play fucking Bolivia whenever the fuck they want because they have the resources to do so. So I love that about the band. I really
it's actually an incredible like business decision to buy your own plane like that.
Yeah,
he's just gonna write off anyway. It's gonna be a business expense anyway, so it's like it doesn't really cost you any money. And yeah, you can take everybody with you, so you can play wherever the fuck you want. You can leave and arrive whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
like that's a brilliant decision. Brilliant decision.
Absolutely. So yeah, that was my. Yeah, I did my number 13. What's your 12?
Dance of Death. What I just talked about. That's fine. What
okay. No, my 12. My 12. The Final Frontier. Jesus Christ. The Final Frontier. 15th record. 2010. No banger. I just literally my notes are just the same stuff I've heard. It's good, but nothing memorable. That's all I have for my notes. I just zone out.
I told you not to go. I told you to go backwards. I knew you were gonna end up in the spot where
it wouldn't have changed in my opinions.
Yes,
on
it would have.
No,
yes, it would have.
No,
it would have made the Blaze era better because you'd have been so fucking irritated and annoyed and tired of Bruce.
Maybe
that you'd be like, oh, thank God.
Maybe. So, what do you got for number 11?
A Matter of Life and Death. Their 14th record, 2006. You know, they claimed they didn't master this one at all. It was just the songs are there, first take, best take, and that's how they played it. And I don't know if I believe that or not, especially from a band like this.
No way.
So that was something. But yeah, this record does sound different than most of their records. It does sound very elementary. It does sound very filthy, first take, best takey. But I like this sound from them. It's like a metal, but a more prog metal sound, and it's cool. And some of the songs were kind of slower and kind of getting back into that like ballady shit. But the heavier stuff on this one, man, they were fucking really, really heavy and really, really good. They haven't been this heavy since like Power Slave, but still a boring record.
All right.
I don't care about it at all.
All right. My, what do I got next? 11 for me is Dance of Death. Their 13th record from 2003. We just talked about this one. Terrible album cover. The worst album cover. I would say this is up there for one of the worst albums covers of all time from any band. Like this is definitely up there. Musically though, they've slowed it down a little bit with some of their songs, which, you know, it's fine. But you know, they've never really recaptured that aggressive energy for the most part. And this album just is kind of boring. There's some cool like guitar solos, some ripping guitar solos on here, but I mean that's only going to take you so far, man. You're not Yngwie Malmsteen. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
I think that's the direction they were trying to go because they're never going to be able to recapture their edge anyway. They're just too old. The older you get, and then even if you do, it just kind of seems like inauthentic anyway. So I think they were trying to go for more of like a Dream Theater type of thing, but they're not that band. So it's just like you're not going to be able to do that shit either. Because you still want to do your gallops and you still want to do these things and you still want to sound like Iron Maiden. So if you're not willing to go all in on the Dream Theater sound, then it's just going to sound stupid.
Yeah.
Gallops. Put up with your stories about gallops.
Dude, I swear if anybody knows that reference, I'm going to be fucking surprised.
I'll send you $5 in the mail.
I will too.
Fact.
All right. So what do you got for number 10?
Number 10. Did you do your 11?
Was that your 10? Oh, no, I didn't 11. do my... Dude, I'm forgetting because oh, no, I did do my 11. My 11 was Dance of Death.
Oh, yeah. Dance with the Devil. Number 10. Here we go. Now we're getting into the good stuff. This is at least 2.5-ish, okay? No, I'm just kidding. We're not even close to there yet. Number 10. Here we go. Virtual 11. This is your boy out here. And
you love your Blaze.
I don't care, dude. I don't like that kind of fucking that vibrato shit when they do that stuff in their voice.
I don't either.
I cannot stand it. I fucking hate watching American Idol, X Factor, all these shows because every singer does that shit. And just if everybody's doing it, you're not unique anymore. That thing that you do with your voice is no longer unique. It's just part of just like common practice, and it's fucking boring. And that's why I just never like metal music, is because they all do it and they all think it's cool and they all think they're the best at it, and none of them are. Mm-hmm. But then we get Blaze here, and Blaze sounds like he's like Bruce Springsteen, but like a metal punk Bruce Springsteen. Just a very run of the mill kind of like dad rocky boring guy. They probably like at a bar, he's probably having his beer, and hey, you want to be in our band? Okay. Like, can you sing? Like, fuck it, we're good. That's it. That's what he sounds like. And I like it because it's breathing new life into just a tired genre of irritating singers for me. I'm just fucking done with it. After this week, dude, I'm taking a break from like the metal scene for sure. But it was nice to hear somebody else not be that.
Okay. All right.
Mostly because he can't do it if he wanted to, but it was just nice not to hear it.
All right. You're wrong. It's still just a bad record. Who cares if you're tired of Bruce? It's still a bad record, objectively.
But
bad.
It's not. I'm going to get to the better record and then go more in depth into why these are not bad records. But go ahead.
All right. My number 10, The Book of Souls, 16th record from 2015. It's the double record. It's long. Each record's 40 or one's 45 minutes, one's like 48 minutes. It was very, very popular, very successful. I think they were like it charted at number one in all the on like the big countries and shit like that. So it was popular. And the only reason why it's this high is because they had thrown some of the song, I can't remember what songs, but some of the songs back to like good 80s Iron Maiden, aggressive, faster, just playing like they're having a good time. But there are also some like shit songs on here too. But
every song's like over 5 minutes at least.
I know. It's
and you have three guitarists. Fuck off.
I know. 3 guitarists, I know. But
get out of here.
I don't care about this record. I mean, we're talking I'm talking sub 1 here. 1 out of 3.
I'm at 1 already.
Are you at 1? Cuz
the Blaze is a 1.
Oh, no.
Blaze got to be a 1. Even if you absolutely hate it, like
okay,
it's something you should experience.
You should experience it. Yeah, you're right. But here, I guess now I'm still sub 1. So we have a 3-point rating system where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. So I don't know. We're like a 0.99 here for all of this. We're at a 0.99. So yeah, Book of Souls is my number 10. What do you got for number 9?
X Factor, baby. The first one with Blaze, the better of the two. There's some seriously cool shit here. And I texted you songs because I knew you were going to overlook these, and I knew you were going to be a little baby about it. I knew you were going to be like, oh, I fucking hate this shit because I liked all the classic metal style. I like that shit.
I hate that shit. I hate it.
And that's why I fucking texted those songs.
So dumb.
So you could do it on your own time, but you probably didn't even listen to those songs.
I didn't.
You're stuck in your ways. You're stuck in the mud. I knew you were going to listen to them, but had you listened to them again, you'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. There's some cool kind of like punk shit here. It's just trying to be like, you're just trying to be like a traditionalist for not liking this kind of stuff. That's what's happening here. Like, I like my metal like this, not like this. And like this, dude, this is their punk record. And yeah, it sounds like shit. It's supposed to sound like shit. None of them want to do this. They're all kind of like, yeah, this is fucking dumb. Let's just throw this shit away. And it actually turned out to be kind of cool. It's not great. It's a 1. But fuck, man, I'll take this over any other record that I have previously mentioned any day of the week. This over Book of Souls? Dude, any day of the fucking week.
You're crazy.
Any day.
All right. I still think you're wrong. And no, I did not listen to those songs.
I know you didn't. And you should have. Then you'd be like, oh, the reason why you didn't listen to them because you're probably scared because you don't change your opinions whenever you're set in your ways. And you probably were like, those songs probably are good. Therefore, I'm not going to listen to them.
All right, let's move on. You're wrong.
There's only two things you're wrong about here. One is the seventh son of the seventh son of the seventh son of the seventh son of the seventh son. The other is your hatred for Blaze. That's just silly.
Okay. Well, you'll get there someday. You'll get there someday. So my number 9 is Fear of Death, 9th record from 1992. No banger. Kind of forgettable. This is the last with Bruce. I almost said Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Dickinson. Before Blaze took over, and it just sounds a little phoned in. Like nobody really cares. There was a lot of fighting between Bruce and the rest of the guys. He knew he was on his way out, and this record shows. So yeah, I don't care. Fear of Death, my number 9. What do you got for number 8?
I'm still at like a 1 here. So No Prayer for the Dying, 8th record, 1990. The only reason why this is even higher than like the Blaze era is just Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. That is
that is so
the
good.
Only fucking reason. I don't like this record. It's mid-tier Iron Maiden. It's upper mid-tier, I guess, but still. Blah.
All right.
Blah.
My number 8 is also No Prayer for the Dying. Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter is just a silly song. Over the top, funny, but it's a really good song. It's very AC/DC-esque, very rock and roll sounding. Something they really don't do a lot. But yeah, that's at this point, this is a 1 out of 3 for me. Give it a shot, man. But to me, this is a huge step up from Seventh Son. It really, really is. They decided, they went back a little bit. They threw it back to the kind of more aggressive stuff. But the songs, it's like I've already heard them. I've already heard, Peace of Mind and Power Slave. Like I don't need another one of those. They've already done it so well with those. But I don't know. This record, No Prayer for the Dying, That's my number 8. What do you got for number 7?
It's so like Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. That's my 7. It's their 7th from '88. It's kind of funny. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of get some like Iron Maiden fatigue after a while. Like the songs definitely start to sound identical, and it's very, very difficult to pull them apart. But then like you get an album like this, right? This album that kind of happens and reminds you that like mid-tier Iron Maiden sounds identical, but they can still pull off great shit. I think there's a fantastic, really, really great, amazing album in here. There's 2 big things to this I can't fucking stand. The synth is one. Just, we're at the point now where we can look back and probably say like, oh, maybe there's a little too much synth in the 80s. And the other one is just, this record is so fucking clean. Everything sounds so perfect. Every single solo that is on here is just absolutely squeaky clean. And that's what kind of gives Iron Maiden some of its charms, is the way Dave and Adrian kind of go back and forth with sometimes being a little bit sloppy or cutting things shorter than they maybe had intended to, or forgetting to put a solo in there entirely. Like, I like that. I like that kind of punk aspect to writing these symphonic metal songs. But this isn't like, I don't know, this isn't great, but it's a sigh of relief because everything after this, I guess before this, because I was going backwards, everything after this is still great. It's just, this is their proggiest record, and I love it. I just can't get past the synth. I can't get past the synth.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
It's bad. It's not good. It's not good. All right. My number 7, I forgot I haven't even talked about this one yet. You're going to be mad, dude. You're going to be mad.
God.
My number 7 is Brave New World, 12th record from 2000. No banger off this one. This is the first one with Bruce back on board. But once, I agree with you. This is them trying to like really go back to the 80s stuff and really actually kind of fall flat, but it's still nice coming off the Blaze era, which was just so bad, and all of the filler that was late 80s, especially early 90s Iron Maiden. It was nice to hear some I don't know, more kind of fun sounding songs. Also, this is the year 2000, so we're talking prime drum sounds, like drum tones, especially with the snare. So the snare and the snare tone on this record has that super high crack, not quite a piccolo snare crack, but that really high crack. And to me, honestly, I think that's one reason why this record is as high as it is.
This is the year 2000. But pushing
that's what I'm saying.
Boundaries. You know, the fucking snare sounds good. Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's just saying, like, how just
stupid.
How just kind of like, I don't really care about most of their albums. I just don't care. Like that's why it's as high as it is.
2099.
I know. Like they could have done like a more new metal thing. Absolutely, they could have done a more new metal thing. But
they did old metal's what they did.
Or they could have done like more of like a Pantera thing as well. They could have gone. I mean, they have the chops. Obviously, they could do it, but yeah, they chose not to.
This is their most pathetic album. This is embarrassing. This is pathetic. This is not pathetic in every way. How is it not pathetic?
It's not. They
this is your big comeback.
They need to make money. It's about the money.
You have your original person back. You touting as like the return of Iron Maiden, their core plus another guitarist. And like everyone's just wanting more, fiending for more because we have so much cool shit coming out in the 90s. And you put out the safest, dullest, most boring piece of shit that I've ever heard in my life.
And it worked.
Garbage.
It worked. So what do you got for number?
Like we already talked about, all these records sell and they go on tours. Of course it worked. But like, I go back to like the betting thing. Are you going with what you like or what you think is going to sell? The safe bet. Yes, this is the safe bet. This is fucking pathetic though. This is dumb.
Okay. So what do you got for number 6? Go.
Oh, Tyler, what did you listen to any of these records? Like, I just don't get it. Number 6.
Number 6.
Somewhere in Time. Their 6th record, 86, 666. Right there. Number of the Beast, dude. Oh, that's the devil, dude.
That is, dude.
Following Power Slave, right? They immediately add synth.
Yeah, I know.
That's the biggest takeaway from Power Slave. And like, thank God Power Slave is what it is. Because I did say the no thing, but not in the same context. That was kind of weird, huh?
It was, yeah.
Anyway, we get a pretty rad album here that kind of rips, kind of like Power Slave, but it's just riddled with synth, so it's unlistenable. Don't care.
All right, yeah. Somewhere in Time is also my number 6, 1986.
Unlistenable.
I would give this a 1.25. Just to be nice. Just to be nice. overall the album's good. It's a lot of the same stuff we've heard off Power Slave and the other stuff. Um, what's his name? What's the guitarist? Adrian Smith. He wrote a lot more stuff on this record. I think he has the most songwriting credits on this one, but I think he was the one who added a lot of the synth. I don't know if it was Steve Harris who did, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't have much to say about this record other than I think the rhythm section is super locked in. Steve, and I forgot who the drummer at the time was. What the fuck is his name? Not Clyde Burr. I don't remember. Anyway, I don't know. The rhythm section was great, but I also the banger on this one. What is the song? Is it Sea of Madness? That's my banger on this one. It's very kind of frantic sounding. The way the guitars are interplaying with the cymbal hits and everything like that. It's just very kind of a little off-putting, but it works really, really well. And then Steve's bass tone is super heavy, crunchy. I think he like down-tuned it. I don't know to what, but it sounds very down-tuned. And doing that in 1986 is pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. So Somewhere in Time, it's fine. Except, actually, I forgot. Actually, I missed these notes on this one. But Bruce's voice sucked. Like he tripled down on the vibrato. No, but he tripled down on the vibrato on this one. Like he really, really went for it on this one. And it just sounds like shit. So that's my number 6. What do you got for number 5?
Number 5. Now we're in the 2 category here.
Category.
Honestly, I would give Somewhere in Time like a 1. I really would. I think you can hear this one time and be fine. I don't think there's anything else here that you haven't heard. I don't think any of these songs here add anything to the Iron Maiden lore. It's a 1 at best.
Okay.
But now we're at a 2. And everything from now on, I either own or have owned on the vinyls and got rid of. So Killers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not the band, the album.
Album.
Second record. This is their first singer, not the original singer, right? They had another guy too.
Yeah, they had another
album. But to me, like the best way I can describe this is the Van Halen 2 to Van Halen. Like that's it. It's just I got to put this somewhere, and these songs aren't Iron Maiden. It's just they're killers, and it's kind of, I don't want to say B-sides because they do hold their own. There's some fucking stupid good instrumentals here. Purgatory, fucking banger of a song. It's just more of a collection of songs, I guess, rather than like a cohesive statement. I don't know. I had to put this here just because I went back and forth too a lot on my 2, 3, 4, and 5. My number 1's was for sure. My 2, 3, 4, and 5, I changed probably like 4 or 5 times.
Okay.
Including last night.
I moved my top 5 around a lot over the last week. 2 weeks. We honestly started this 2 weeks ago.
It's really just like I have to nitpick some parts of these records just to justify putting it above or below.
No, yeah, I agree. So 5 is Killers for you.
Yeah.
The first or the second album.
Yeah.
My number 5 is The Number of the Beast, the album of the week.
Dude.
Yeah, I know. But I don't have this on vinyl, so I do need to get it on the vinyls.
Cool.
So yeah, it's my number 5. I know you're pouring a beer right now, trying to vamp a little bit, but what do you got for number 4? Go.
My number 4, I have this on the vinyls. And
okay.
I don't know if I should say if I'm going to keep it or purge it yet, but it's Number of the Beast.
Ooh. Okay. So then my number 4 is, you ready for this one?
Here we go, baby.
Iron Maiden's Iron Maiden.
Oh,
first record.
That's something.
Their first record from 1980.
That's
first one with Paul Di'Anno. I don't know how to say his name. This album is fantastic. I mean, I'm with you. It's hard. It's hard to bring something negative to this conversation. Because everything is fucking great on this one. I guess if I did have to say something bad, it's just how amateur it sounds, and it just sounds like they're just throwing ideas into a pot and then just assembling that into a song. It's not a very cohesive album to me, at least within the song. Like overall, like the songs themselves too. They sound like very young guys who aren't experienced with like popular songwriting. But I also love it for that, because I love that kind of that carefreeness in music. That's why a lot of bands' first records are so great. Like the first Thrice record is fantastic. It's because they were just throwing ideas and just seeing what sticks, not even really caring like how it's going to blend into a song. I fucking love it. And honestly, Paul is he's a fun fucking singer. He's not annoying like Bruce at all. He's a great frontman for this band. Honestly, he really, really is. So I don't know. Iron Maiden's Iron Maiden. It's great. Banger's Phantom of the Opera, because how can it not be? That song's incredible. But I do love this record. I just love how carefree it is. And they're all really, really good at what they do, especially Steve. Steve just rips it up. Absolutely rips it up on this record.
Okay. Well, I guess you don't like the record that much. That's all right.
So what do you got for number 3?
Putting Killers above Iron Maiden's Iron Maidens. Huh? Okay. All right. That's okay.
Once again, my top 5 changed a lot.
We can do silly things sometimes.
Except for my number 1 never changed. My number 1 never, ever changed.
Peace of Mind is your fucking number 1 because you're a pleb. Yeah, my number 3 is Peace of Mind. Peace of Mind. Okay. This is like their 1984. This is like their pop one. This is the one everybody fucking knows. This is the one that, I mean, by all accounts, is fucking really good through and through. Yeah. It's still a killer album. Like now I really, really had to nitpick, and Flight of Icarus was the one song that I thought was weak enough to put this at number 3.
Over the top. It's so over the top. I love it.
But then like Revelations is one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs, and that's Revelations put it above Number of the Beast. Like, god damn, dude, Peace of Mind is just
it's a great record.
It's just a really well written record. Like, my god, like everything they did here, like nothing's too proggy, nothing's too metal, nothing's too punk. Like everything is just fucking perfect. Just a really, really well written record.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, 3. My number 3 is also Peace of Mind from 1983, 4th record from 1983. I like you comparing it to Van Halen's 1984. I do get that, because every song is well-rounded, perfectly crafted, honestly, perfectly crafted. Doesn't sway really one way or the other. Everything blends all of their styles into a single song, and they do it really, really well. And there's only one record other than this that achieves that, but that other record does it significantly better, which I'll get into in a bit. But yeah, Peace of Mind is just a fantastic record. Flight of Icarus, like I said, ridiculous song, but The Trooper is my banger. I mean, you gotta love The Trooper. That riff, that riff is so good. It's so over the top, and the stop and go, like, oh my god, it's so dumb.
I love the stop and go.
It's so dumb. But it works. Like they did it best in this song and in The Trooper. They really, really did. You cannot fuck with it. Can't fuck with it. But Peace of Mind, incredible record. This is the only Maiden record I have on vinyl. And the reason for that is, and it's because it's always available. Like you can get any of these Maiden records for fairly cheap, and you can get them at any time. So I've just never picked them up. And the only reason I have this because it was $5. I got it at Radiation Records. It was like buried in this pile of records, and the fucking owner tried to think, he was like insinuating that I was peeling stickers off and putting new stickers on. It's like, fuck you, dude.
No, this is the one.
I'm like, dude, look at the record. It's fucking beat to shit. It's a beat to shit record. It plays through fine, but I mean, it has a lot of surface noise. But yeah, $5, Radiation Records. So I guess
these guys out here buying represses of Black Flag and Bad Brains instead of just picking up a nice copy of Peace of Mind.
I know. It makes no sense.
That's something, dude.
It makes no sense at all. Do you have any Maiden at your store?
No, because every time I get it, fucking sells out like the same day.
Okay.
We got like their first 4 at one time. They were all originals.
Oof. You didn't keep any of them?
How do you have all originals?
All right, then. So yeah, Peace of Mind is my number 3. What do you got for number 2?
Number 2, Power Slaves, 5th record, 1984. This is the first Maiden record I got on vinyls, actually. But this is like some of the heaviest of heavy metal albums that's like ever existed. It's a fucking ride. Mm-hmm. And then they did this massive world tour. Like, you see how many dates they played in like less than a year? It was like 340 days or something like that. They played 190 shows. And like 304. It's fucking stupid.
I know.
They basically played 4 shows in a row and then like took a day off. Played 4 shows in a row, took a day off. It's like, oh my god, dude. And then they canceled like 6 shows the entire time. Pretty damn good.
And I don't know how Bruce Dickinson does it with his voice. Like, I mean, he really belts these songs out, and doing that many dates, that many days in a row, that's so much strain on your voice. That's crazy shit.
He's just a whiner. Who cares? Wish we'd shut up anyway. But yeah, like
You
this,
have
dude,
nothing
this cover
nice to
art,
say about the guy.
no, he's annoying.
Not
He's
even
literally
his
the
work
worst part of
ethic,
this fucking
nothing,
band. I
nothing.
don't care. He's the worst part of this band. I don't care. Like my favorite parts of all of their music is when he shuts the fuck up and they can just jam. That's the best part of Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I would agree. I agree with you on that.
But like this cover art, are you kidding me? This is amazing. This is their best cover. This is so fucking rad. It's like a perfect blending of just Iron Maiden lore with like Egypt. It's so cool.
I think this is the worst of the 80s.
That's crazy. That is
Power Slave is the worst of the
crazy.
80s. Album artwork wise.
What about Seventh Son of a Seventh Son of a Seventh Son? That little stupid
Cool. I like
guy?
that one. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're silly. Just
like the head,
really
just
silly
like
guy.
the
It's
head in the
Sunday.
sky.
It's
Eddie's
Father's
head in the
Day.
sky.
It's a silly day, I guess. It's fine. Rise of the Ancient Mariner. That's my biggest banger here. The 13-minute fucking epic.
Yeah, it's a
Shows
good
everything
song.
they got. The latter part is just, it's super dope guitar soloing. It just rips constantly. Also, like, here's something for you. I like the way he sings in this one, especially when he's sort of doing that rap thing to the beat. Because sometimes he'll do that thing. He'll kind of do that hip hoppy, where he's not quite note matching, but he kind of has like this flow to him. He does it like 3 or 4 times throughout the career that I remember, especially in the 80s. He does it once on Number of the Beast too. We'll talk about, but it's kind of fun.
Okay, all right.
I like when goofy singers do goofy things, even though he doesn't think that he's goofy.
All right, my number 2 is Killers. Killers, second record from 1981. I think this one is. I do think this is much better than the first one because this sounds like a more cohesive record, a band that's locked in better than they were on the first one. I think Paul, his vocals got significantly better on this record. The production value is much better than the first one. This is just a great fucking record. Murders in the Rue Morgue. That's my banger. This is a playlistable song, like straight up the best song on the record. I mean, this is like this might be a top 5 Maiden song for me. Murders in the Rue Morgue. This is a fantastic banger of a song. Dude, it's fast, it's aggressive, and that chorus, dude, it rivals Bruce Dickinson's shit. Like the best of Bruce Dickinson, it rivals it.
I don't disagree.
When it comes
to
catchy,
like
when it comes to catchiness, that's what I'm referring to. But yeah, Killers just it's a fantastic record, and it's really a shame that they didn't do more with Paul. And I know, there were many reasons for why he was fired from the band. But actually, one thing I do want to talk about with him being fired, because who knows when we'll do Maiden next after this, but he was paid out $50,000 for the publishing rights when he was fired. He gave that up. He gave that. He let them take it.
Yeah, but he's fucked up.
He was all
high all the time.
He makes $0 in royalties from Iron Maiden. That's fucking wild.
That is fucking wild.
I can't believe it. But I also like that he's come out and said that he realizes that he wasn't the singer for Iron Maiden, and that Bruce Dickinson is way, way better for the band, and they wouldn't have gone nearly as far without Bruce, which I believe too. I do believe that, even though I don't like Bruce that much. He's absolutely right. So I do like that modest.
As a brand, Bruce is better. As a band, I think Paul would have been better. But like building a brand, like you're not going to build it around what we heard from Iron Maiden Killers.
Mm.
Plus, like, dude, Paul's a bad dude. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
he
he's
kind of deserves that shit.
Yeah,
like all the shitty things he's done, he kind of deserves that $50,000. That's all you get, fucker.
I do want to read his book, so I'm really interested in reading that book. Called The Beast or something like that. It came out in the 90s. Some crazy shit supposedly. So yeah, that's my number 2 is Killers. So what's your number 1?
Number 1, Iron Maiden's baby. Iron Maiden's Iron Maiden. Another band that has the band name, a song name, and the album name all the same. Iron Maiden's Iron Maiden from Iron Maiden. Eh?
Yeah.
Pennywise. Black Sabbath.
That's something. That's something, dude.
That's kind of fun. It's kind of cute, right? Are you having fun yet? No? That's all right.
Eh.
Yeah, I don't know. Fun. This is bizarre, dude. This is weird. This is like punk heavy metal, but not quite like Motorhead punk where it's like supposed to be punk. There's a lot of like punk undertones to this. These guys aren't, the whole punk thing is coming up in the late 70s, and they hear it, they like it, but they don't want to do it. But they'll do something a little bit different, but kind of in the same realm. And that's what we get here. These songs are fast. They're pretty aggressive. Like Phantom of the Opera is like, that's their best fucking song. That's my favorite song. I think that's objectively their best song. That song is fucking fast. That song rips. And this is when you hear a bass player who's like the lead guitarist. Like, holy shit, dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, Steve wrote that song. He plays faster than everybody else. And then before like the real soloing comes in, where it's like doodle 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 doodle, that's him, right?
Yeah.
And then you get like Dave and Adrian coming like, it's like, dude, no, Steve is playing the lead parts better than the lead guitarists are. Like, this is
he's playing with his fingers, not even playing with the pick.
This is fucking silly boy talk. This album is unreal. This album is just so fucking better than anything they've ever done. It's just, it boggles my mind. Every time I listen to it, I truly am just blown away.
It's good. It's a great record. I love it. I'm going to get it on vinyl.
You should already have it. Instead of buying your fucking 13
Here
copies
we go.
of Incubi, just buy this.
My 2 copies of Bodies.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude. Like, literally, it's like your purchases just don't make any sense.
I like Bodies. It's a great record.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. All right, so my number 1 is Power Slave, 5th record from 1984. We already talked about this quite a bit, but damn, dude, they as good as Peace of Mind was and how perfect the songwriting was on that, this equals, matches it, and at some points exceeds it. But the amount of aggression and speed that goes into this, and how just perfectly, I've been saying this word a lot, but locked in everybody fucking sounds on this record blew me away. I'd never heard Power Slave before, and I was absolutely blown away by this record. The first song is my banger, Aces High. I could not believe this song existed. What a fucking opener. What an opener.
The first 2 songs, dude, like the 1-2 punch are some of the most metally of all metal songs like ever fucking written. It's amazing.
And they were also like jamming a little bit in some parts, not like a big prog thing or anything, but there's some like a little bit of experimenting, but it works. Everybody works so well together on this record. I was just so blown away by this one. This is the only record that never wavered. I mean, once I heard it, I knew this is my number 1. And even when I went back and listened to the first 5 records a few times, this still was my number 1. Nothing beats this one. There's no way.
Makes sense, because Bruce shuts the fuck up a lot.
He does, yes. But everybody sounds so good. Everybody sounds so fucking good on this.
It makes sense. Like when people say locked in, I think what that, to me, what that means is when you hear a good song and you kind of think like, why did you write that bass part? That sounds kind of weird. Or when you hear like a good song, like, holy shit, that's the perfect fucking bass part that could ever been written for this perfect song. Like that's what like locked in would be, right? Everyone's on the same level. Everyone's writing
locked
at the same
in, tight
pedigree.
Yeah, it's that, and just how tight everyone is too. It's both of those things for me, at least. Both of them, both of these nuts.
Both.
So yeah, that's my number 1 is Power Slave. Yours is Iron Maiden. So that's all we got. That's all 17 Iron Maiden records. We're getting into the Number of the Beast for the main episode, so stay tuned for that. And thank you all for listening. And that's it. That's all.
Paul